Welcome to AstroPrinciple, your guide to clarity, connection, and cosmic alignment. In this video, we explore the March 2026 love horoscope for all 12 zodiac signs. This month brings emotional breakthroughs, deeper intimacy, and transformative romantic energy. Let's begin. Aries. Your birthday is between 21st March and 19th April. March 2026 brings emotional awakening, deeper romantic clarity, and a renewed desire for authentic connection. AstroPrinciple highlights this month as one where your heart becomes more honest, more expressive, and more willing to embrace vulnerability. If you are in a relationship, the early weeks encourage heartfelt conversations about commitment, emotional needs, and shared goals. You may feel inspired to open up in ways you previously avoided, allowing your partner to see your softer side. If you are single, March brings powerful romantic opportunities, not fleeting sparks, but connections that feel meaningful, aligned, and emotionally stimulating. Someone may enter your life who challenges your assumptions about love and encourages emotional growth. This month also asks you to release impatience or the tendency to rush emotional processes. Mid-month brings a moment of truth, a confession, a realization, or a shift in perspective that changes your romantic direction. By the final week, you feel more aligned with your heart's desires and more confident expressing them. March rewards emotional courage, honest communication, and the willingness to love with depth. Taurus. Your birthday is between 20th April and 20th May. March 2026 brings emotional grounding, romantic stability, and deeper intimacy. AstroPrinciple highlights this month as one where your heart seeks comfort, loyalty, and emotional security. If you are in a relationship, the early weeks encourage nurturing conversations, shared routines, and a renewed sense of partnership. You may feel inspired to create a more peaceful, supportive emotional environment for your partner. If you are single, March brings opportunities to meet someone through familiar circles, work environments, or places where you feel grounded. This is a month of slow building, meaningful connection rather than dramatic romance. This month also encourages you to release emotional rigidity, the tendency to hold on to expectations too tightly. Mid-month brings a moment of emotional clarity that strengthens your romantic direction. By the end of March, you feel more secure, more open, and more aligned with your heart's needs. March rewards patience, emotional steadiness, and the courage to open your heart gently. Gemini. Your birthday is between 21st May and 20th June. March 2026 brings emotional clarity through communication, your greatest strength. AstroPrinciple highlights this month as one where conversations shape your romantic path. If you are in a relationship, the early weeks encourage open dialogue, honest expression, and resolving misunderstandings that may have lingered. Your partner appreciates your willingness to communicate with sincerity. If you are single, March brings flirtation, intellectual chemistry, and unexpected romantic invitations. Someone may enter your life who stimulates your mind and challenges your assumptions about love. This month also encourages you to release emotional inconsistency, the tendency to withdraw when feelings deepen. Mid-month brings a message, confession, or realization that shifts your emotional direction. By the final week, you feel more aligned with what you want and more confident expressing it. March rewards honesty, curiosity, and the courage to communicate from the heart. Cancer. Your birthday is between 21st June and 22nd July. March 2026 brings emotional healing, deeper intimacy, and renewed romantic harmony. AstroPrinciple highlights this month as one where your heart seeks safety, understanding, and emotional reciprocity. If you are in a relationship, the early weeks encourage nurturing conversations, shared vulnerability, and rebuilding emotional closeness. You may feel inspired to create a more supportive environment for your partner. If you are single, March brings meaningful encounters with people who appreciate your emotional depth and intuitive nature. Someone may enter your life who feels familiar, comforting, or spiritually aligned. This month also encourages you to release emotional baggage, past heartbreaks, unspoken fears, or unresolved attachments. Mid-month brings a moment of emotional clarity that helps you understand what you truly need in love. By the end of March, you feel lighter, more open, and more connected to your romantic path. March rewards emotional honesty, vulnerability, and the courage to let love in. Leo, your birthday is between 23rd July and 22nd August. March 2026 brings passion, emotional renewal, and deeper romantic expression. AstroPrinciple highlights this month as one where your heart seeks authenticity, not performance, not validation, but genuine emotional connection. If you are in a relationship, the early weeks encourage heartfelt conversations, shared experiences, and a renewed sense of romance. You may feel inspired to express affection more boldly and more sincerely. If you are single, March brings magnetic encounters, people drawn to your warmth, confidence, and expressive nature. A romantic spark may ignite quickly, but this time it carries emotional depth rather than fleeting excitement. This month also encourages you to release pride or fear of vulnerability. Mid-month brings a romantic breakthrough, a confession, a reconnection, or a moment of emotional clarity. By the end of March, you feel more aligned with your heart's truth. March rewards authenticity, emotional generosity, and the courage to love wholeheartedly. Virgo, your birthday is between 23rd August and 22nd September. March 2026 brings emotional refinement, deeper understanding, and renewed romantic harmony. AstroPrinciple highlights this month as one where your analytical nature blends with emotional sensitivity. If you are in a relationship, the early weeks encourage practical conversations about shared responsibilities, routines, and long-term plans. These discussions strengthen trust and create a more balanced emotional environment. If you are single, March brings opportunities to meet someone through work, learning environments, or situations where your intelligence shines. This is a month of meaningful, grounded connection rather than dramatic romance. This month also encourages you to release perfectionism, the belief that love must follow a flawless script. Mid-month brings a moment of emotional clarity that helps you open your heart more freely. By the end of March, you feel more confident expressing affection and receiving it. March rewards emotional openness, gentle vulnerability, and the willingness to let love unfold naturally. Libra, your birthday is between 23rd September and 22nd October. March 2026 brings emotional grounding, deeper intimacy, and renewed romantic balance. AstroPrinciple highlights this month as one where you seek stability, not just harmony, but emotional security. If you are in a relationship, the early weeks encourage honest conversations about commitment, shared goals, and emotional expectations. You may feel inspired to create a more peaceful, supportive environment for your partner. If you are single, March brings meaningful encounters with people who appreciate your charm, grace, and emotional intelligence. Someone may enter your life who feels steady, reliable, and aligned with your long-term vision. This month also encourages you to release indecision, the fear of choosing wrong. Mid-month brings a romantic turning point that clarifies your emotional direction. By the end of March, you feel more grounded, more connected, and more confident in your romantic choices. March rewards emotional clarity, commitment, and the courage to choose love with confidence. Scorpio, your birthday is between 23rd October and 21st November. March 2026 brings emotional intensity, deep connection, and transformative romantic energy. AstroPrinciple highlights this month as one where your heart seeks truth, raw, honest, unfiltered truth. If you are in a relationship, The early weeks encourage deep conversations, emotional transparency, and healing of unresolved issues. This is a month of strengthening bonds through vulnerability. If you are single, March brings powerful encounters, magnetic, mysterious, and emotionally charged. Someone may enter your life who awakens feelings you haven't experienced in a long time. This month also encourages you to release emotional control, the need to protect yourself by staying guarded. Mid-month brings a breakthrough moment that shifts your romantic path. By the end of March, you feel more open, more trusting, and more aligned with your emotional truth. March rewards vulnerability, emotional depth, and the courage to love fearlessly. Sagittarius. Your birthday is between 22nd November and 21st December. March 2026 brings emotional grounding, deeper commitment, and renewed romantic clarity. AstroPrinciple highlights this month as one where you shift from adventure to emotional stability. If you are in a relationship, the early weeks encourage meaningful conversations about long-term plans, shared values, and emotional expectations. You may feel inspired to build something more stable and intentional. If you are single, March brings opportunities to meet someone who values honesty, growth, and emotional maturity. This is not a month of casual encounters. It's a month of meaningful connection. This month also encourages you to release avoidance, the tendency to run when emotions deepen. Mid-month brings a romantic opportunity that aligns with your long-term vision. By the end of March, you feel more grounded and more open to commitment. March rewards emotional maturity, sincerity, and the willingness to build something real. Capricorn. Your birthday is between 22nd December and 19th January. March 2026 brings emotional renewal, deeper intimacy, and a fresh romantic beginning. AstroPrinciple highlights this month as one where your heart opens in ways you didn't expect. If you are in a relationship, the early weeks encourage heartfelt conversations, emotional vulnerability, and a renewed sense of partnership. You may feel inspired to express affection more openly. If you are single, March brings meaningful encounters with people who appreciate your depth, loyalty, and emotional strength. Someone may enter your life who feels stable, grounded, and aligned with your long-term values. This month also encourages you to release emotional restraint, the belief that vulnerability is weakness. Mid-month brings a romantic breakthrough that shifts your emotional direction. By the end of March, you feel more connected, more open, and more aligned with your heart's truth. March rewards vulnerability, emotional honesty, and the courage to let love in. Aquarius. Your birthday is between 20th January and 18th February. March 2026 brings emotional introspection, spiritual connection, and quiet romantic transformation. AstroPrinciple highlights this month as one where you explore the deeper layers of your heart. If you are in a relationship, the early weeks encourage healing conversations, emotional understanding, and a softer approach to intimacy. You may feel inspired to express feelings you've kept hidden. If you are single, March brings subtle yet meaningful encounters, people who connect with your mind, your ideals, and your inner world. This month also encourages you to release emotional detachment, the tendency to intellectualize feelings. Mid-month brings a moment of clarity that shifts your romantic perspective. By the end of March, you feel more open, more intuitive, and more aligned with your emotional truth. March rewards introspection, emotional softness, and the courage to open your heart. Pisces. Your birthday is between 19th February and 20th March. March 2026 brings emotional expansion, romantic opportunities, and deeper connection. AstroPrinciple highlights this month as one where your heart opens to new possibilities. If you are in a relationship, the early weeks encourage shared dreams, emotional bonding, and renewed romantic harmony. You may feel inspired to express affection more freely. If you are single, March brings meaningful encounters through social circles, communities, or creative environments. Someone may enter your life who feels spiritually aligned and emotionally supportive. This month also encourages you to release self-doubt, the belief that you must shrink your emotions to be accepted. Mid-month brings a romantic opportunity that expands your emotional world. By the end of March, you feel more connected, more hopeful, and more aligned with your romantic destiny. March rewards openness, compassion, and the courage to embrace love fully. Thank you for joining AstroPrinciple for your March 2026 love horoscope. This month invites you to open your heart, embrace emotional truth, and welcome deeper connection into your life. Whether you are healing, growing, or beginning a new romantic chapter, trust that the universe is guiding you toward alignment and clarity. Wishing you love, harmony, and emotional fulfillment throughout the month ahead.